Okay, so hello, my name is Crystal Green. For those of you who don't know me, I came to Super Patch in April. I'm a disabled mom of five, and up until these patches, I was miserable. And I know that many and many of you can relate to that. One thing that I have done over the last 10 years is I'm a Jill of all trades. I have. I have I've put my hands in everything, right? Okay, so like I've been a bank teller, and I've been a cafe owner, and I've been a true entrepreneur, you guys. I've sold postage meters, and I've sold vacuums, deep clean systems. I've done all of those things. And one thing that stood true for me over the last 10 years, once I started like dabbling into what I thought was sales, was networking. I love to network. I love to meet new people. I love to talk to people. I love to add value to people. I love to make people smile. And that is something I'm really, really good at. And so there's lots of ways that we can work our business here when it comes to Super Patch, but coming into the cold months for us in the Midwest, I know some of y'all don't have to experience that, but coming into the cold months for us in the Midwest, I'm preparing to be snowed in a little bit this year, like I am every year. And so what I do during that time is I network like crazy. And there's a few ways that I've made it super simple for you to be able to do that. What gives me the authority to teach you this? I have been building my network once again for 10 years. For 10 years, I have poured into my platforms, primarily Facebook, into building a network of people that I can add value with, whether that was when I was a makeup artist, or when I was doing one of those stupid coffee drinks, back in the past, like all of those things, right? I have made sure to continue to network and be able to provide. However, I even with staying consistent, if you don't have the right tools and you don't have the right system in place, you're just still adding people. And in a sense, it kind of seems spammy. What I did we're coming on about 2 years ago, is I decided to start really taking things that I've learned over the years, honing in on them and making them my own, and doing some test runs, A/B test, basically like what's going to work here, what helps to build my network. And I took my Facebook following from 1,400 people to over 140,000 people in less than a year. Okay, so I'm going to let that resonate with you for just a second. 140,000 people. What I did not tell you is I have 140,000 customers. Okay. But I definitely do have, I have a following. If you're coming in, please just mute. Um, I built that following based on myself. That following was based not on a product that I sold, but on me. I was the value. I am the value. Anytime I promote a product, or in this case, our technology, anytime I went into someone's house and tore apart their Kirby, right? Okay. Anytime I called someone in Canada and offered them a postage meter, it wasn't that product I was selling. I was selling a bit of me. I was building a relationship with that person, even if I only had 5 minutes to build that relationship with them. And so what I did over the year, where I went from 1,400 to 140,000, was I stayed consistent. I created a template of what I'm going to do every single day, without a doubt. What am I committing to for myself and for my business? Okay. And some of you, yesterday I was asked, how do I keep doing this? How is it that I stand up and I still, beyond all the things that I have against me, how is it that I still continue? And the truth is, Carrie said it earlier, I don't have a choice. And I didn't show up when I was ready. And I didn't show up when I was prepared. And I didn't show up when I was in a great mood. And I didn't show up only in those times. I showed up every single day and poured value into people, because I knew in my heart of hearts, if I was throwing myself into a mix where I could make someone smile, or get messages like I've received over the years thanking me because they didn't take the steps to end their lives, or thanking me because they had another tool, or they were inspired, or whatever it was that morning, that's worth it to me. And so I've continued to build that over the years. Um, but that's why I showed up. I showed up because I wasn't ready. I showed up because I wasn't where I was supposed to be yet. I showed up because I didn't have a choice. I showed up because people relied on me. And so once I became consistent, I'll tell you, people got used to seeing affirmations every day in the group, right? You've seen them for 14 days now, right? If you stop seeing that, you'd start going, what's happening? Well, that's essentially what I built in my network. Is I built that dependency, almost in a sense of, I know if I go to her page, I'm going to get something inspirational every morning that's going to fill my cup. And that was what I was doing. Was I getting paid? No. No, I wasn't getting paid to post on my platform. I was barely making sales in the past. I was just building a community of people that had a like mind, that wanted to uplift, that wanted to grow. And some of them were lost and some of them were already figuring themselves out, and it just meshed together. And so I'm going to teach you today more so what social media network building looks like. And we're going to primarily focus on Facebook, but it can apply to all of your other platforms. If you have specific questions on platforms, and you don't want to remember it, just put it in the comments and we'll ask questions after. That way, because I'm very much ADHD and I have not patched up yet. So we so we won't get distracted. So if you have a pen, thanks, Carrie. If you have a pen and a piece of paper, please write this down. I am going to give you a call to action, just so you know. If you do not have a pen and paper, you're driving, this is on our onboarding link that I created a few months back. You can go in there, and I give away this system for free, you guys. I give away the system for free. Listen to me very carefully. This is the system that took me from having 0 following, basically, okay? The 1,400 were just my friends, just Facebook friends. They automatically followed me, okay? It took me to a maxed out friends list. It took me to the opportunity to earn extra income on Facebook. And it also built my network to the point of where now I have 140,000 people that I can speak to about our technology, about my mission, and so on and so forth, where I feel fulfilled. So the system that I've taken, take some things from different areas, I call Blimp, okay? BLIMP, okay? So Blimp, birthday, like, interact, message, +5. I'm going to say it one more time. Birthday, like, interaction, message, +5. And now I'm going to break it down for you. Thank you, Carrie. What I do every single day as part of my DMO, and I'll talk to you briefly about a DMO here in a few minutes. What I do as part of my DMO every single day is I Blimp, okay? Sounds silly, but the acronym works. What does that mean? Each day I look at birthdays. All of you should already be doing this. One, because everyone likes a personalized birthday message, okay? And two, because it's the easiest way to stay involved in your network's inbox without being invasive. Okay, so I go to birthdays every day. Now, each of us are going to have a different list, whether or not it's going to be, right now, if you've got a following of only a few or you don't have much of a network yet, you're not going to see a lot of people. And I can teach you a different way to go around it so that you're not spamming people. We are not in the spamming business. We are in a relationship building business. I am not, before I start, I am not telling you to mass text anyone. I'm not telling you to create a script and send it to anyone. I'm not even telling you to talk about your business. Okay. So every morning as part of my DMO, I Blimp. So I go to my birthdays, and not only do I do the whole list where I send them a happy birthday message so it shows up on their timeline, but I click on that person and it takes me to their page. Okay. Once I'm at their page, I will then, after I've sent the birthday comment, right? I go to their page. I then like and interact with 2 posts at least. Okay, don't go crazy. I'll share DMO in a second, Chrissy. So I'm not supposed to be looking at the comments. Don't go crazy. Don't like everything on their post. 2 posts. Interact and like those posts. Okay. And then you're going to comment on one of those posts and make it a relevant comment. I mean, it can just be an emoji if you need it to be, but really have a conversation if you can in the chat. And then you're going to send them a birthday message. When you send them a birthday message, that's all you're doing. I love to send voice clips. Voice clips are super personal and it takes me 20 seconds to get all of them done. Okay. So I usually send a birthday message and I'm just like, hey, Carrie, happy birthday. I'm so glad, or I'm so happy to see it's your birthday. What are you doing today for you? You notice I didn't say, hey, Carrie, I sell Super Patch and I would like to give you a discount because it's your birthday. Okay, don't. Just get in there and be authentic. Okay, happy birthday. How are you? What are you doing today for your birthday? This is not spammy. This is not invasive. This is not tacky. This is simply just sending them a message and getting into their algorithm. Okay. Now, this is where some of you are going to get uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you that it's okay to be uncomfortable, but it's not okay to like not do things that make you uncomfortable. Like in this sense, for when it means growth. Okay. But the next step in this is going to be the hardest step for some of you, and that's to be adding 5 people from those people's friends list. Mute, please. So what's going to happen is you're going to send the birthday. You're going to like and interact with 2 posts. You're going to comment on one of those posts. You're going to message them that happy birthday message. It doesn't have to be a voice clip, but message, even if it's a GIF or whatever they're called, you can send one of those. The next step is you're going to go to their friends list. You're going to select 5 people. You are not going to become a detective. You are not going to spend 20 minutes figuring out who you should add. You're going to let your gut lead you, and you're going to pick 5 people. You're going to click add friend, and you're going to leave it. Do not message them. Do not go to their page and start liking a bunch of their stuff. Do not interact with them. Just add them. Now, the loophole is some of them, like myself, we don't have our following, or some people don't have their followers or their friends list showing. If that's the case, go to one of their posts, one that has more interaction, click the interactions where you probably just did an emoji, and pick 5 people. Do not comment their names. Do not message them. Do not spam their whole account. You're just building your network. Now, it's up to the universe at this point. Either they're going to accept your friend request, or they're going to send you a message and they're going to go, who the heck are you and why are you messaging me? And that's your opportunity to say, hey, my name's Crystal. I genuinely am just a person that's looking to build and grow my network and my friends. I really just love to pour out love and positivity to people. And that's why. It's nothing weird, but if you don't want to add me, I totally understand. I usually have that conversation like 10 times a week. And when someone goes to my page and they see, oh, she's consistent. Every day she's posting something that's interacting with people. Every day she's posting something that is inspirational for people. She's clearly who she says she is. Okay. And that's where your work comes in. And I'll share with that in a minute as well. So if they choose not to add me, most of the time they don't text me and say, I'm not adding you. Okay. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't pay attention. I don't write down who I added. I don't pay attention to their names. Once they enter my network, it's as it should be. There's no stress. What does Steve say? I don't pay attention to the results, you guys. I just do it. Every single day, I just do it. Okay? And so I blimp every single day. Let's talk about a DMO. A DMO is there's a couple ways to describe it, but I say daily method of operation, daily means of operation. It could be income building activities. But primarily it is the bare minimum that you're going to do to build your network every single day. This is a bare minimum basic for your business. This is the easiest free thing you can do for your business. Network marketing, networking in general, and using social media platforms is free. It's free. Okay. You don't have to pay for ads. You don't have to pay for leads. You don't have to pay for likes. You just have to be consistent and build your network each day. Okay. And that comes in the blimp process. So bare minimums, what does that look like for me? A couple things on my DMO. I'm not going to list off my whole DMO list, you guys. I have a huge team and every day looks a little different. I also have 5 kids and I'm disabled. So I give myself freedom to say, because I work for myself now, I can say, I'm going to change this day up a little bit. But these are bare minimum things that I make sure I get done every single day, on my bad days, in my bed days, crying days, on my sick days, on my good days, on my traveling days. I do it every day. It's like Carrie said, if you want the results, do what people who are getting results are doing. Not the people speaking, the people doing, the people taking action, the people you can see running. do what they're doing. Okay. And so every single day I do this. Some of the things on my DMO, send birthday message. Well, that's already on my DMO. So it might as well be the blimp system. It takes me 2 extra minutes. And I promise you, this isn't a flex, but I have more friends that have birthdays every single day than any one person on here. And I still get through it, you guys. My friends list is maxed out. My following list continues to go. And every single day I still do this. Okay. So I do my blimp system. I check my back office. I write my volumes down, you guys. Every single day, I write my volumes down. You can't see it. Sorry, it's blurry. Every single day, I write how many people joined my team, what my volume did, like Steve's been preaching. I do this every day. It's to stay focused. It's to go, I know what my end goal is. If I'm going to get to VP this month, I need to know how much more we need to do. What do I need to do? What actions do I need to take? Notice I didn't say, what do I have to read today? I said, what actions do I have to take? I have no choice. This has to work. Okay. So I check my back office. I write my volumes down. If I have new customers, I send them thank you messages. If I have anyone to follow up with, I follow up with that person. I check in with my team. That includes doing our team chat. I have one personally, but you don't have to do that here. Okay. Because we have the groups. And so we put as much volume or value into the groups as I would my chat. Okay. So I check into those. I then, like I said, I blimp and then I patch up. I make sure that I patch up. Okay. If you're not wearing your products, if you're not wearing this technology, you cannot expect to get in front of people and authentically tell them that they work. Because until you feel it and experience it and believe it, you should never put that patch on a single person. I'm telling you now, experience it. So that when you walk into someone, you can say, hey, my friend Jarvis just showed me this patch. He put it on me. Suddenly he put my arms like this, just like Steve says every Tuesday. Every Tuesday he says the same thing. Put my arms just like this. She couldn't budge me. Put me on the side. She couldn't budge me. I put a patch on. Look what happened. That experience, that piece right there, it doesn't have to be a grand, oh, she's been disabled and she has this, and this and that she's not having anymore. It just has to be authentic. It just has to be authentic. It could be I put that patch on and I just felt better. You might not have any other explanation, but better. As long as it's authentic and it's coming from what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, you'll share this a million times over. Okay, so those are a few things that I do as part of my DMO. My DMO is not 5 items long. I'm going to let you know that every single day I do about 20 things more than what I just listed. But it's not going to look the same for each and every one of us. Okay. Carrie and I have already been on a coaching call this morning. We've already contacted our teams. We've already checked our volume. We've already done the blimp system. We've been multiple things. Okay. We're running from when we get up, when it makes sense, right? We're going and we're able to function within our day because this is a system and a structure that we built, and her DMO looks different than my DMO. So I'm only giving you those few because you have to think, what else do I need to do? Maybe in your DMO, it's read 15 minutes of personal development. Maybe in your DMO, it's to listen to Steve's calls from the day before. Maybe in your DMO, it's to patch 4 people minimum a day. What is it going to take for you to take action for your business? So that's the DMO. Okay. But doing that DMO every single day is going to help you build your network. If part of my DMO, which it is to post something interacting on my page. If you go to my Facebook page, and feel free to just change up anything you borrow, okay? And never share directly from my page because you're opening your network to me. And that's not a vicious thing because I'm not out for any of yours. I don't want to accidentally take your network. Okay. And vice versa. So I'm not normally sharing Carrie's post and she's not sharing my post. We might tag each other and show support in that way, but we're normally not sharing from each other's page. We're taking it and making it our own. Okay. And in some cases, some of you might be thinking, well, I don't have the mastermind brain on how to compute an amazing post that I see and I just want to take it. That's fine. Just change it a little bit because it really stinks when you take a post from me. What?
Copy the words, put them in your notes or put them in your post. Even take the same picture if you want to, okay? But it's as simple as copy the words, highlight over them, click copy, go like you're going to go post, and just make it have your flavor, you guys. Your salt tastes different than my salt. That's all I want to add
Yeah.
to that. And we have no problem with that. We don't mind being the mastermind behind the post. You want to take my words? You have an entire network that I don't have. You have a different doorway that opens up to different windows that I don't have, that Crystal doesn't have. So we don't get offended by it. Just don't use the exact same, right? Go ahead, Crystal.
And there's a
Sorry.
reason for that. It's not because we thought of the post, it's because Facebook will shadow ban it. There's a reason for that. We want to make sure that your posts are being viewed as much as our posts are being viewed. So everything we say here isn't to don't copycat me, it's to protect you. It's to protect you. So copy, paste it, change it up a little bit, add a little filter, add a little emoji to the picture, whatever you need to do, and feel free to use it. Just make sure it's authentic to you, because if my testimony of MS is in there and I'm saying since I've had this patch on, and you didn't read all the way through that post and suddenly you're announcing to the world you have MS, you're going to feel kind of silly. Okay. And then you're going to have to backpedal. And so we're just trying to prevent you from getting to the point where you self-diagnose something you don't have, you know?
Hey, I'm going to add something super fast. So sometimes I'll put a post in Miracle Workers and I will at the top, all caps, like I'm screaming it. You will regret not reading this all the way through if you just take it, because some people will take it from Miracle Workers and just just throw it out there. And I'm in their first tagline says, "You will regret not reading this," and I'm like, just think before you post. Like, really
Yeah.
do read it, really have the intention. We don't just wake up and decide we're going to go share what Dean Graziosi has posted for the day, like, and that's how we're going to get our following, just because he has a following of, millions. We're not, that's not how we think. So you've got to think for yourself, but you also have to read the information that's given, and you got to utilize it where it works for you. But yeah, that's why I'll post something in there and go, use this, but you're going to want to read the rest of it, because Carrie has her link at the bottom. Carrie has a discount code at the bottom. What's my discount code? If you're a first time customer, you save 25%. I have no special 4-letter code for anything. And
Yeah.
so many of you ask me that, but that's me being creative and me getting people and having their interest go, oh, wait, there's a code. I should message her first. I want them to message me first so that we can have a conversation, so I can find out what do they really need. And they get to know, hey, if you get a sample pack, you're going to hate it because there's only 4. But if you get a 28 pack, you're going to love it because you get to try it for free for 28 days.
And that's the difference between someone just deciding to sign up with a $50 kit after never talking to anyone, myself, and someone coming in fully equipped and ready to earn that hat trick, Jarvis. Okay. He's at the top, so I'm going to call him out, right? But being able to do that, that's the
Call him
difference.
out
Okay.
anyway because he doesn't
I
even have
know.
his name on Zoom.
but that is the difference, is when you want, there's an old saying, it's money's made in the messenger. Okay, if we're looking at just business, money is made in the messenger. You build more relationships, have more in-depth conversations, you get to ask more painful, pain triggering, so to speak. And that doesn't necessarily mean like my past is brought up. It means like, oh, I do suffer from headaches. Oh, my kid does have a hard time sitting still. Those little pain points, right? You get to really do discovery when you're having a conversation. That's never going to happen in the comments. I mean, I'm telling you, 99.99% of the time, that's not happening in the comments. People aren't going to just be like, hey, I have all these issues most of the time. What can you help me with? No, you're going to say, get into my inbox. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's have a real conversation. And that's what you should be having, you guys. Our business is solely based on relationships. Do you understand? So many of you overthink the thought of, I don't have a big network. The reality is you have a huge network and you don't even realize it. If we get off topic here for just a moment, because primarily today I wanted to focus on social media networking, but let's talk for just a second. Your network is anyone you know, and then out about 5, 6 people of what they know. Okay. And so your network isn't just these people it's the people that they know, that know this. And that's why it's important that you speak about the technology and you speak about what we're doing over and over and over. And you get on those Tuesday night calls and you learn how to say it, and you learn how to do the demo, and you learn why, and you listen to Jay's trainings when he does the trainings. You hear that this product, this technology actually gives us years back to our biological age. Okay, that's not going to be a selling point for everyone, but there's people out there, healthy people, that are like, oh, I'd like to know. I'd like to know the secret. And that they're never going to know about that if number one, you're only targeting sick people, and number two, you're not talking about it. And when you are talking about it, if you're not showing up authentically, then you're going to, you know what I mean? Like, you're never going to get to that point where you're having that discovery moment. So one way that I utilize my network, that I have, like, just my network, not my social media network, my people I know. Let me remind you for 1 minute again. I'm not successful here because of my network. I'm successful here because of my actions. Okay. My network doesn't mean diddly squat. I needed to use that word today. Thank you. My network doesn't mean anything unless I take action, unless I show up. If I do my DMOs, if I add the value every day, if I'm reaching out and having conversations every day. You guys, if I don't have to do at least two scroll ups to get to my team message from the morning before, mommy's on the call, please. If I don't have to do two scrolls, then I didn't do enough texting yesterday. I didn't do enough messaging. And that reason better be that I was out in the face of other people. That reason better be that I was taking action, or that I have a real good reason to have not fulfilled my DMO for that day. Carrie, can you just talk for 2 seconds? Just 2 seconds.
Absolutely. Let's see if I can count to two. That's a very short list. You guys, thank you for taking your time. Some of you are hopping on a little bit late. Thank you for doing this. This is something that Crystal's not getting paid to do it. We don't get paid to hop on and do these things, but those that hop on and do these things when they can, and I know some people are at their job right now, but people that hop on are getting paid. And I want you to sit with that thought. People that hop on a Tuesday night Zoom don't get paid to hop on there, but they're getting paid if they hop on there. Does that make sense to you? Does that, I'm going to say it again. You don't get paid to hop on these Zooms, but those that are getting paid.
I love that.
Staying plugged in is what gets you paid, because you're learning and soaking it in. And the more you hear it, it's going to become second nature. So many people think it comes natural to me to just be able to talk about neurotransmitters. No, it doesn't. It took me learning it from listening and watching. And then actually someone randomly reached out to me that wanted to join the business, similar to you, Barbara. And she told me all about how neurotransmitters have a gap and how we're lacking that. And so I learned from you. So if we don't get on and plug in, we don't learn from each other. So Crystal, that was more than 2 seconds, because I can't do 2 seconds, but go ahead.
No, I'm good. I was good. I was soaking it all in because it's great. And that's the truth, is when I have people that join, Melly, I don't think is on here right now. She's over in Europe. You guys, that woman is so organized, so put together. She's going to do a presentation. Don't miss our next Miracle Moments on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central, the same time. But she's going to come do a presentation for you guys all about starting, how to get started off right. We're talking about a woman that came and duplicated the exact system I did. She came and became managing director at, I think, by 3 months. Or she's been here since June, so 2 months.
She cannot even order product. They're not getting it on time. It's the biggest headache of all. Crystal and I are ready to quit. Not really, but we seriously think about it, because we're like, oh my gosh, I don't ever want to do another pre-launch again. I actually told Steve, this is not fun. I'm not having fun, but she is still building. They are still killing it over there. She has more than 100 on her team, and that's embarrassing to them. Perspective is everything. So don't miss next Tuesday morning. All right.
Well, and the thing with that too is that they're taking action, you guys. There's no excuses. There's no, this is in our way. And what we are doing is adding value. Okay. If you go through any major coaching, this is a tidbit. I know it's always off a little bit with me, guys. You'll get used to it. But if you go through any coaching training, okay, where you get certified, you do all this, I've done it, right? Okay. Wasting my time, because I already knew what I was doing. I already knew that the key to get with people, the key to network and build, is value. It doesn't mean you're giving away all your patches. It doesn't mean that you're doing a contest every single day. There are free ways to add value. And if you do this system that I'm teaching you, if you do the Blimp system, it'll build your network, but it'll hold you accountable every single day to your DMO. Every single day. And that doesn't have to be an elaborate thing. The things I listed off to you are my bare minimum. So if I wake up one day, because I still am a disabled woman. If I wake up one day and I'm just not feeling all the energy that I want to feel that day, then I'm going to do that bare minimum stuff for my bed. And I'm going to live life how I need to live life that day. But on my good days, which now outweigh because I have our patches, On my good days, I show up bigger and badder every single time, because your network is how you grow. Okay. And that's not necessarily the people on social media. This is just what this training is focused on. But your network is everyone you know, everyone you don't know that they know, everyone in your community, everyone outside of that. And some of you are like, well, I'm not going to go door knock, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to go to all the events, and I'm not going to stand at a vendor event, and I'm not going to talk about it at church, and I'm not going to talk about it at the cafe, and I'm not going to bring it up to the person at the airport. And I'm telling you, you're missing opportunities. You're missing opportunities because you are now, it's like we're like mandated reporters. We know something that other people don't know. And the only way that they're going to find out about it from us is if we open our mouths. And it doesn't need to be in a way where you're being invasive. And it doesn't need to be, hey, Barb, I saw you limped a little. I want to give you this patch. It doesn't have to be that. It's just, can I tell you something amazing? Can we just have a conversation? That's networking. You go to the coffee shop and you order and you wear your patch on your arm. That's networking. You talk to people. P.S. If you talk about your patch at the coffee shop, it's officially a write-off. That's why we talk about it everywhere we
Hashtag
go.
get free coffee.
Why am I
Crystal,
buying this sweater today? It's a write-off.
let me add something to that. Let me do a flip side. I have a child that has type 1 diabetes. There is no cure. We live off insulin. Insulin is the same as it was eons ago, and it's getting more expensive by the minute. There's different technology gadgets and stuff that help save his life, but there is no cure. You know, like you've heard me talk, one of the reasons I'm doing this, because I want to have 20 grand in my pocket one day when that pancreas comes up that they're working on through some pig lung that they told us about 2 years ago. And God knows if it'll ever come up, but this is my point. If you, Jarvis, Brenda, Barb, Christy, Tracy, Ed, Rebecca, Bonnie, Deb, Brenda, Tiffany, Jewel, Lee, Paula, Carrie, Amy, Neha, Stacy, Amanda, Crystal, if you guys ever heard of a cure for type 1 diabetes and you didn't tell me, likely I'd be pissed at you. We don't have a cure for all these ailments or benefits from the patches, but just put yourself and go, okay, whatever you're personally dealing with. And if someone didn't come help you, say it was so bad that like you were thinking of killing yourself that day. Let's just go drastic, shall we? And you didn't open up your mouth, or someone didn't open up their mouth to you, and that would have been your saving grace. I hate to go drastic, but that's our world right now. Everyone is dealing with anxiety. I fly on planes every other week. I see an entire world that's just hurting. And if you didn't come up to me or at least offer it because you saw me with my child who I was giving insulin to, I would be super upset. So just think about it. Wouldn't you want to hear about the patches? And then take that and go with yourself and go, okay, that's crazy, Carrie. I just see the comment. She has 2 kids with type 1. Okay, we're both Carrie. We're both okay. Okay, that's great. We're gonna have to hook up and talk, Carrie.
Our kids are all gingers. They're so cute.
So it's definitely important that you open your mouth, because I like that you said mandated to do it. Like it's required. You guys, it's shame on you, like honestly. And I know Steve told me one time that someone called him up and was like, that's really offensive that you say shame on you. Like if you don't go share this. I'm like, Steve, keep offending people. The gospel is offensive. What we have is truth. What we have is real. What we have helps. What we has reverses things, right? So anyhow, I want you to take it that way and think of me. When you go to share with someone, think that you're sharing this with Carrie because her child has type 1 and she needs help. Just put it that way. And if they tell you no, fine. But if they tell you yes, you have helped another life. All right, I'm going to go check my door. Someone just rang my door, Crystal. I'll be right back.
You're fine. Okay, so while she's doing that, Steve also recently spoke. I don't know if you guys are getting on these 15 minutes with him, but I'm telling you, they should be called $1 million moments because they're so good. They're so good. And you can go back and replay yesterday's. And so if you haven't yet, go back and replay. If you don't know how, there's a post in Miracle Workers. But one of the things he said too is stop being afraid. So many of us decide, and even with what I just told you on how to build your network, I just told you the free way to build your network and how I gained 140,000 people in my network. And some of you will walk away here and not do it. Some of you will walk away because it's scary to send a post or a message. It's scary to add people you don't know. What if they message you back and you don't know how to respond? It's scary because what if they actually want to know about the products? Thank you, Brenda. It's scary if, all the things. And it is very scary. But even scarier for me, okay, if that's even a way to say it, is a world without these patches. The more we speak about this technology, the longer it will be around. Do you hear what I'm saying? If we go quiet, if we do not share because we are scared, then I go back to being in my bed. I go back to being in a walk or using a walker. I go back to worrying if I'm going to use my wheelchair for the next year again. I go back to not being able to be with my children. My kids go back to not being able to focus in school. My son goes back to not being able to keep his breath as he's running for sports. My husband goes back to severe PTSD. That's what happens just to my family if we stop sharing this technology. Now add all of the reasons you're here, all of the people you thought of when you first heard about this technology, and look at what just our little network, the destruction that's happened just within that little circle of people. If you don't think your network has an impact, think about that. Think about what happens to the people you've already been able to help that will not have that help if we're too afraid to share this technology. Now, many of you have, not just on this call, but in general, maybe that will be listening later, have asked me, how do you do this network? How do you utilize your network? How this, and the other thing. And I'm telling you here, I'm giving it to you for free. This is something that I can entirely host an entire seminar on and charge thousands of dollars to do because it works. It works. And I'm giving it to you for free. Okay. So again, we're going to blimp. We're going to build your network. All right. We're going to build it by sending birthday messages every day. We're going to like and interact on messages and stories. And now we have those notes in Facebook if you've seen those, and in Reels if you want to. Okay. This is solely just talking about Facebook. And then you have the free asset to build your TikTok network free again. Did you hear that? On the Bubble Up folder that we created with hundreds of demos that all of you should be dumping your demos into so that we can continue to show the world that this technology works based on the demo. But it only works when we're doing the demo right. So if you're cautious and you're doing those demos and you're not sure if you're doing it, then you need to get on a coaching call where we do a video, have someone next to you, and we will show you step by step by step, 2 minutes. It'll be a 5-minute conversation to show you how to do this demo appropriately so that we can teach people why we do the demo. Do you guys, I'm going to give you this tidbit. The reason we do the demo is not to prove that every patch works in seconds. Okay? The reason we do this demo is to show them that the technology works in that way in seconds. To show them that the moment you put on Victory or Liberty, you start to reduce your biological age. To teach them that the 3 factors in figuring out biological age, 2 of them are super easy to measure. Jay has said it over and over again. The hardest one to measure is heart rate variability. We do that. There's actual test studies showing our technology does that. The second one, the easier one to show, is balance. That's why we do the balance and stability. And the third is grip test. And you guys, we could go out, we could get the little grippies here where you hold it and it measures out your grip strength, and it's going to go up every single time. Every single time. That's what we're proving in the demo. So if you don't know that, you got to plug in to know that. This is how, if you're not feeling connected, it's because you're not plugging in, I promise you. Because the people that are not being paid to pour value onto you, pay or put value, pour it out to you in the form of meetings, in the form of calls, in the form of text message, in the form of what we do these, in the form of our group, all of those things, it's there for you. Okay, but you got to know what you're doing. So when we add that free value to our Bubble Up app, and you take and you post 1 to 3 videos every single day in your TikTok, you put a good description in your TikTok, you're going to start earning customers that way. You're going to start building your network on TikTok that way. And that's how I came. And I'm not someone that scrolls TikTok all day long. A friend of a friend shared a video, or a friend shared a video, excuse me. How did I meet that friend? I networked. I met her through networking. I met her through sharing. I met her through speaking. I met her through being vulnerable. I met her through being scared and having conversations. And now she's on my team. She's on my team. The person that introduced me a video is under me because I felt it. Okay. You have to be willing to do the things that make you uncomfortable. And some of you don't have the ability, or some of you aren't out there yet doing demos, and that's okay. That's why we use the Bubble Up system. But it's there and it's free. And if it's not being utilized and it's not being nurtured, and nurtures mean there's a lot of you that have done demos. I've seen them. They're not in the Bubble Up app. You're holding that little secret sauce for yourself, and I don't know why. Because that video could change the lives of millions. That video could be the reason that our company lasts. That video could be the reason that I never go back to my bed. But you have to open your mouth. You have to network. You have to build. Outside of social media, you need to be talking to people. You need to be wearing your technology. Because I need you around longer to share that technology. And if you're not sharing the technology, why are you here? All right, so here's a few things. It says, I Googled something for you guys. I like to Google, okay? 7 ways to build a strong professional network. And then I'm going to give you a call to action. I think Carrie has a couple things to say too, and we'll answer questions, okay? So here are a couple things to focus on or pay attention to when you're building a network, or why it's essential, to build a strong network, okay? Or how to. So you're going to focus on the right people, okay? So focusing on the right people, it says, networking isn't necessarily attending all the networking events. It's just getting in front of the right people. And in our case, what that means is talking about the technology over and over and over and over. Notice I didn't say spamming people with messages and begging them to be on your team. I do not chase customers. I do not chase team members. I do not chase anyone, because what I'm doing here, the way I build, is I'm running with anyone who's ready to run. Okay. But networking, it doesn't necessarily mean, let me say, for instance, okay, your ideal network is not getting into someone's sales group on Facebook and trying to pitch for them all to come here. Okay. Your ideal network are people like you. People like you. Okay. And that's why Carrie said earlier, is my network's not your network and her network's not my network. We're all building something, and your network is special because it's specific to you. The people in your network are there not because of me or what I teach you, because of you. Okay. Second, create a win-win situation, meaning, and the third actually goes hand in hand. It's give and receive. A win-win situation. Okay. Well, we have a technology that's guaranteed to help every single person we know. So that's the win-win situation. In return, we can help them earn income if they want it. In return, we can help them feel better. In return, we can help them help someone else. Okay. Or they can just support you. And you have people in your network that are going to do that. P.S. It's usually not your family or your friends. Okay. My biggest supporters are strangers. My biggest supporters are strangers. Give and receive. Add value. Add value. Have conversations. Talk to people. Become a connector. What does that mean? Well, I know my friend Rebecca that, she just did a fast, actually. She just posted it. I saw you just posted that, Tiffany, looking for people that did a fast. My friend Rebecca does a fast. That's what I get when I say I'm a networker. I can tell you, oh, I know someone you could go to for that. I know someone who does that. I know someone who says that. I know someone who thinks like that. That's networking. That's the same thing that happens when you talk about your technology. It's networking. Oh, I know someone that could use that. Okay. Remember to reconnect, you guys. People are busy. We're busy. Okay. And we can make every excuse that I didn't get back to my inbox and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. If you do not reconnect, if you do not follow up with people that are interested, with people that you've invited to the meetings, reminding them that the meeting's happening, if you don't follow up with your team, follow up with your customers, it's all going to go. It's all going to go. Okay. You have to reconnect with people. You have to follow up. You have to pour value into them. You have to build a relationship. You have to push them out of their comfort zone in a way, however you've built that network with them. What I say to Barb might be different than what I say to Tiffany because my network is different with Tiffany. My relationship is different with Tiffany. I know her differently. I can speak to her in a different way because I've communicated, I've had that relationship. Barb, we'll get to know each other, don't worry. But listen, it's different. When I coach my team, it's different than if I give a coaching call to someone on a sister leg because of the relationship I've built with them. I turn heads all the time because I say the F word and the B word, and I say God loves me anyway. And look, I haven't even cussed one time during this whole live, and I'm still giving you amazing value. Thank you, Carrie. Okay. But I'm still going to do it once in a while because I'm a good mom. God loves me. He knows my intention. And I'm me. I'm authentically me. And that's who my network loves. They don't love the girl that pretends to be something else behind a camera. They like me. So be you and add value by being you. Add value by reconnecting, add value by offering something, add value by sharing recipes. Do those things that build that relationship. So when they think, I had a friend yesterday, she texted me, she's been sitting on 10 days worth of liberty and freedom she bought from me out of my inventory. She texted me yesterday. She says, every single thing the doctors have done for me, she'll be on our team next week. Every single thing the doctor has given me. Okay, this is a friend that struggled through cancer. She struggled through a million. I'm not going to list off all of her issues. Okay, that's her place. But she has struggled so much, and now she has COVID, and now she's sick, and now she's sick, and she may have had a stroke. And everything they give to her isn't working. And who did she think to message? Me. What do you have that can help me? I'm literally struggling so bad. What do you have? And I said, girl, liberty, freedom, defend, peace right now. You need it on right now. And she just so happens to live a couple cities, like towns over from me. And I didn't have the patches that she needed. I didn't have them. And so I went to my network, my team, and I said, who's willing to donate to this woman? She's sick. She's a future team member. She's sick. She's struggling. Who can do it? And we grouped together and we got them to her yesterday. Her migraine she's had for a week. P.S. She held on to the 10 days. She held on to them and I chewed her out. I said, what are you doing? They don't work unless you wear them. Put them on. So she texted me yesterday. She was all patched up. Her migraine faded. A migraine she's had for days. Doctors gave her shots, pills, this, that, and it didn't work. But I was who she thought of. I was who she thought of to be authentic and give her a solution because she had tried everything that they teach us is going to work and it didn't. Because of the value I have shown up with. You have people that'll join you from every place you go. You have people that'll do every single thing you do when you add enough value. We experience it every day. I don't need to know about it. I'm coming. I don't need to know about it. I'm there. If you're there, I'm there. If you believe in it, I believe in it. That is based on the authenticity that you display. Okay. The other one is use social networks. I don't need to go into that. We've been talking about why that's important. And then start your own networking group. That does not mean that you have to be like getting in touch with all of the people that are out there already doing in-person networking groups. That means you could literally either partner with your team, partner with your leaders, partner with a sideline friend person. Okay. Steve just talked about this a few weeks ago. Accountability, find that accountability partner and create some form of some system structure that you get on the phone or you get in a chat or you do these things to drive each other and push each other. That is why you network, because people are expecting it. If I go a whole week, I promise you this, it's happened to me. If I go a whole week and all I post is negative things on my page, if I go a whole week, I will have probably close to 100, if not more people in my inbox asking me what is going on. because they know, they're conditioned to know what I do every day. So when I decided to come to Super Patch, it wasn't, oh, there she goes, go joining a network marketing company. It was, she must have found something really good because I take the time to network. Okay. So let's open it up for questions. And then I'll have Carrie talk.
You guys have any questions that you want to ask right now?
I see, is the Bubble Up app in the milkshake? No, Barb. The Bubble Up, so it's BUBLUP. That's the app. So you're going to want to download the app, and then we have a link. I'll repost it in the group. Let me just make a note. I'll repost it in the group, the link for that, or share it again. And so it'll welcome you to that. The only thing I ask is that we don't add people to that unless they're associates, okay? Because there are sometimes videos that get put in there that we're not going to use. I also ask that you use discretion when selecting a video. You guys, watch the videos through, please. Okay. Because number one, you need to be knowledgeable about what you're posting. And number two, you don't know what's going to happen in that video. You don't know how many F-bombs are going to be dropped. I'll still post it. You might use it. I'm just kidding. But see, some people are like, I don't know about this woman. But honestly, watch them all the way through. Okay. Because you need to know what you're posting, and you need to know that that demo was done right. You need to know that that demo shows what you display, that aligns with you. Okay. So don't add people to that group, but you can share directly from there. You can share to TikTok. You can share to all the platforms, which is really cool. You can download it and make it your own. You can do whatever you need to. Okay. Be creative. Google. I Google a lot of stuff. I have lots of Google PhDs. Okay. I have learned a lot of stuff from Google. I Googled today to help you. And it's stuff I know. Okay. So make sure that you're in that group. We'll share the link again. And then the milkshake is more like onboarding. It includes Carrie and Steve put together this great like online before they made it the online, like when people get their passports now, they scan and they go online for all the onboarding stuff that originally was sent to some of us in paper. They put that all online for you. So there's a link and it shows everything you need to know. But if you still want more, you just swipe and swipe and swipe. And it's a whole slideshow of things, including how to do the demo, including where to find the YouTube, including where to find Milkshake, including where to find all of those things, or you're in Milkshake, but Bubble Up and all those things. It's right there. Go ahead, Carrie.
And Crystal put that milkshake together for us. And before we even had, so the new kit you get is this passport. And inside of this has your 2 free packs as an associate, and that link, right? That little QR code, okay, which I think is cool. A QR code, these are QR codes, whatever. But Crystal put this together in a milkshake app that we send people, even when they were getting these big, thick packets. So we are steps ahead of even the company. So be certain that you're in the right group with the right people, hearing the right stuff. And if you don't utilize it, that's on you. Crystal, fantastic job this morning. We're about to wrap up out of here. You guys, Crystal is golden. I do what she does. Why? Because it's working. She's doing an incredible job. Crystal, thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Clap for her. Clap for her. So great. So the milkshake app, Christy, is in Miracle Workers. We'll resurface that. Crystal, make sure that gets seen again. I don't know, tag everybody in it. Do whatever you need to do to bring it back to the top of Miracle Workers. If you're not actively involved in Miracle Workers, you guys get your team in there, get people in there. That is for associates only that are in our downline. Listen, there's an art to this. Recently, after 17 months, I figured out what my art was. Okay, A-R-T. Hold on. Okay, get out. A cat just came in my room and scared me. Seriously, my door wasn't closed all the way. I don't like having animals in my house. It bothers me. But I have kids, so they love it. So that's what I'm doing. Sometimes we do things for our kids, right? So there's an art that I have figured out. Accountability, A. Who do I surround myself with? I promise you, I do not get on the phone to my negative Nelly friends or family members and we sit and banter back and forth about all that's going wrong in the world. There's enough of that when I scroll social media looking to help people. Who do I surround myself with? What am I holding myself to? Who am I plugging into and listening to and learning from? Accountability. Reason, R, why am I here? I have two precious little boys that are watching their mom do something that she's never done before. Do I leave them and travel to come see some of you? Yes. Are you worth it? Yes. Do they realize that? Yes. Our future depends on that. To be able to tell my husband, hey, you're welcome to quit if you want. You know, like, I want to be able to give away $500 a day. What's $500 a day at a month? It's 15 grand a month. I want to be able to give away just because I can. Does that mean it takes away from what I'm doing for my family? No, I have to make an extra on top of extra 15 grand a month. Why are you here? What is the reason you're doing this for? Are you here to help people? Are you here just because you're my friend and you want to hang out? Are you here because you want to make an impact on the world? You want to leave a legacy? Why are you here? You got to figure that out. Accountability, A. Reason, R. And T, take action. When I know what I'm surrounding myself in, I know it's fueling me to remind me of what I'm doing, why I'm here, and then the take action, that's the how. I work my business online because it's easy. I don't have to leave my house for that. I work from home. I homeschool my kids. I work my business online. That's how Crystal got here. That's how Barbara got here. I mean, Tracy and I never even met until she came to my event in Austin, you know? That's how I've met so many of you online. I could care less anymore if my family does what I'm doing. My family loves this. Almost all of them support this because it's had a personal change for them. But you know, if you want to get all your no's out of the way, go talk to your family first. And that's such a true statement. And do you know why that is? Let me tell you a secret. Because they know you. They've seen when you've been at the bottom. They've seen when you've been at the top. They've heard the hot air you speak about whatever product it was you sold before this one. They know you. Crabs in a bucket. You're pulling your way out, and they're trying to pull you down the higher you go up. Don't let family get in the way. If I had $1 for every time someone said, but my family doesn't want to do this, and they like want to quit, I would not be on this Zoom because I'd be on the island that I bought for myself. Stop worrying about family. It's strangers, and it's a sad reality. You know, some people, their family is completely supportive and on board. I talk to everyone that I hear, see, or want to. I have this feeling, and sometimes, you guys, I'm out and I don't want to do it. I intentionally leave my patches in the car and I have to go get them because God prompts me to do it. I didn't want to tell Randy Travis. That was odd. I didn't want to demo him in front of all these people, but God was out there in the parking lot with me saying, go back in, go back in, go back. I'm like, no, I ain't going back in. I'm not doing it. This is awkward. This is Randy Travis, God. Don't you know who that is? And he's like, no. And so when my friend opened her mouth and said, now's your time to go get your selfie, David's still talking to him. I'm like, okay, it's not so weird because he was connected to them already because they sold them a golf cart. So I go back in and I went in and I was still trying to not talk about the patches. And I was like, I just want to get a selfie with you really quick. If you don't mind, I'm a big fan of yours, whatever. Only time I've ever fangirled in my life was whenever I met Randy Travis. I'm not someone like that. And like, oh yeah, great. And I said, and I also can't leave without telling you this. Like, you guys think it comes easy. It doesn't. I have to take action every day. Are there days that I don't want to? Yeah. I have down days. I have pain days. I have mental days. I have all kinds of reasons and excuses that could go in front of me. But if I don't take action, my why is watching. And my accountability group is wondering why the heck you didn't show up. That goes for my health journey by sending someone my embarrassing number on the scale right now as I refigure out who the heck I am with my health journey. Because I've done it before. We were in another company together where I abused these supplements that weren't helping me. They were, in fact, I believe, Tracy, hurting my body, which is why I lost the 53 pounds like I did. It was in an unhealthy way. So I'm having to figure out where are we going, Carrie? What are we doing? What is your art, you guys? What is your art? What piece of work are you leaving for the world to see you? When they look at you, do they see someone that leaves people better than they found them? Do they see someone like Crystal that doesn't ever give up no matter how hard it gets? You guys, she goes through stuff that you have no idea. I know because she's someone I'm plugging in with every day. She came into this business and immediately wanted to talk to whoever was at the top. She's like my 5th level down. That's rare. That's what you call a diamond. What are you doing to plug in? You know, Barbara sought me out online. She watched, y'all. Barbara has already made her hat trick. She's going to be team leader in the next, I think, week, if that, maybe in the next 48 hours. And I want to tell you, she did her homework. She was on the Super Patch Training YouTube channel where we have all of our Tuesday night Zooms posted. And do you know what drew her to me? She watched the testimonies at the end and she heard me more than once. How many times do I message you guys, you on the screen right here? I send you a message and I say, be ready to share a story at the end. Christy, the first Zoom you were on, I was like, get ready to share a story. And Christy has shared just about every time. You know, Amanda will get on and share. All of you, it's like, raise your hand at the end. I'm giving you an opportunity to show the world who you are, because that testimony goes over to a YouTube channel that the world sees and the world is watching. So I'm not doing that just so that my team is the most glorious one, which they are, because we're the best of the best. We always shine. Everyone knows when we're coming, and they'll know it at the Florida event. Don't worry, I'm thinking of a color we can all wear together, so just be prepared for whatever I come up with. Last time it was sequins. I always put it on Ken. If you heard me say Ken's favorite color is sequin, it was totally my idea. But he wore a sequin bow tie. We all wore as many sequins as we could. We shined in that room together. You guys, it was incredible. Yeah, show up. The world needs you. So what is your art? Crystal, thank you so much for everything today. We're 8 minutes past time, and you guys are absolutely amazing for spending this time with us. If you are watching this on replay, put it into action, and you will absolutely be thankful that you did. Crystal, wrap us out of here, and let's go.
I just want to do a side note to what Carrie just said. You guys, if you don't have a story, go watch a demo and tell that story. Tell that story. Okay, you've witnessed it. Tell it.
Say,
okay?
My friend Crystal, my friend Ed, my friend Mihai. We're all in this together. Use that. It makes it personal.
Yes. Yes. So my action item for you guys is to blimp. Okay. I have tagged everyone in Miracle Workers for the Bubble Up and the milkshake. If you go into the milkshake link, it's just a link, you guys. It's a slideshow. You have to swipe over. If you go into that, my whole blimp system is there for free. Many of you have had it for months, and it's time to utilize it. Okay. So it's there for free for you to use. And my suggestion for you today, I'm going to put up in our group in Miracle Workers blimp. Okay, I'm going to put a post up, and I would love to see, I'm taking note of everyone that's here, and at least 18 people. I would like to see that you comment on there that you blimped today. And then I encourage you to write out a DMO and share it with your leader or whoever is your accountability partner. And if you don't feel, I mean, all of you, I mean, inevitably it leads back to Carrie, right? So all of you should never say that you don't feel supported here, but find someone to run with. And even if it's just to say, here's my DMO, tell someone about it. The more you talk about what you're doing, the more you share, the more people, the more you feel accountable to what you need to accomplish. Okay, that's why Kira's sharing her weight, and she's sharing those things because she knows if someone knows I'm pushing and holding me to that, I won't stop. Okay, so I really appreciate you guys. We're gonna do another one. Do not miss Tuesday. Go ahead, Carrie.
One more. There's a DMO. I know, right? There's a DMO in the files section on Miracle Workers. If you need an idea of an outline, Sandra and I worked on that and put that in there. So if you go Miracle Workers, look on the files, you're going to see it's like file, I don't know, I think 9683, something like that. Literally that's what it says. And if you click on it, just go look at that stuff in there, because sometimes not knowing how to do something is going to freeze you to do it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Google DMO. You know, I don't tell people how to do everything step by step. If you don't know how to make a Facebook reel, you go Google how to do it. If I taught you every single way and held your hand, you would never learn anything. I'm building leaders. Crystal is building leaders. That's why we're doing this Tuesday, Thursday thing, is to build leaders within our team that can self-manage and then go do what we do. That's all this is about. That's why Steve shows up the same way every Tuesday. Every Tuesday night, he says the same thing. You know, his mom tells him it's pretty boring doing what you do. I'm like, yeah, is it, Mom? If it's boring to you, it's because you don't have guests on there. If it's boring to you, it's because you're not building a business. So if you ever find yourself bored on a Tuesday night, look around at the 200 on there and go, where's my guest? What am I learning from this? So, Crystal, yeah, we could literally talk all day, but
I know.
this is amazing. This is
Okay.
absolutely amazing. Everybody learned so much today. I
Thank you
know I
guys.
did.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So go and take action. Go build your networks and don't expect it to happen overnight. And don't get discouraged when your numbers go like this. You guys, I just lost like 200 followers the other day and I'm like, yeah, God weeded them out. Okay. So just let it happen and let it flow naturally. Don't worry about the result. Just worry about the action, or don't even worry. Just do it. Right. Just do the action. So go have an amazing day, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Bye, y'all.